talk about another potential target here. I thought this was interesting. You've got wide receiver Rashee Rice listed here. Tell us about him.
Yeah, well, he's not a big-bodied guy like some of these others are, and he's got real good speed, and he's an excellent route runner. I was surprised that he was not more talked about than he was. He had a good game when the game came along on Saturday. But he's got a full route tree. He's from SMU, and he started all 12 games, so he's very durable. And he led the FBS in receiving yards per game. He gained almost 113 yards a game. He had 1,355 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns this year. Got great speed. I don't know what his 40 time is. But his route running really impressed me. He's got a lot of, he's a little bit taller than most receivers at 6'2". But he caught just about everything that came to him. He knows how to get open. He knows how to shift. He was a AP All-American second team, and he was a Blitnikoff Award semifinalist. So that means if they're considering him to be one of the best receivers in the game, they nominated for him, and he placed in that. But he had really good speed and had good hands.
So I was reading up on Rashee Rice and everything, and they were saying, he's one of the most NFL ready wide receivers in the draft, high floor, great route running, good separation, not exactly a consistent downfield threat with the long speed. But then I was kind of looking at what they were saying about him, looking at his size, and I was just kind of thinking this, to me, it kind of sounded a lot like David Bell from last year. Am I wrong in that?
No, you're exactly right.
Okay.
And, David Bell had accolades going in and out and down the street.
Right.
Yep. He was just huge with accolades. And, I don't understand why you bring a guy in like that and just don't hardly throw to him.
Well, that's the thing. Like David Bell last year seemed like when he got his opportunities, at least later on in the season, maybe early on, he had those rookie hiccups, but it seemed like he would come down with the catch.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I'm with Barry.
I don't know why he didn't get a lot of run, especially when we knew the season was out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would see some stats where he had 3 targets, 2 catches, 12 yards, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that would be for the entire game.
Yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to us either.
So, but, we got to have a wide receiver 3. We know that DPJ is going to be wide receiver 2. Amari is our Pro Bowler. We need a wide receiver 3. And then who's going to come in as wide receiver 4? Is that going to be Demetric Felton? Is that going to be Anthony Schwartz? Is that going to be Michael Woods? Maybe some of these guys. We've got a slew of wide receivers that are on the practice squad. I think there was like 4 or 5 either on IR or the practice squad. There's 4 or 5 of them that are just young guys. But we're looking for a wide receiver 3. I think people are expecting David Bell to become that. I think before this season, everybody was expecting Anthony Schwartz to be that guy because of his speed. But it doesn't do any good to go fast down the field when you can't catch the ball first.
Right. We've got our beef with Anthony Schwartz for sure.
I know Josh is big on Isaiah Weston too. That's his name, right?
Isaiah Weston.
Yeah. We liked him when we saw him in training camp. We thought I was with him. I backed him on that. I'm like, I like that. That take. That's a solid one. And then that was it.
He got hurt, and that kind of took away his rookie season.
Yep.
Tomorrow on Dawgs By Nature, we're doing a series called Stay or Go, where we take a player, and then we have 2 writers debate whether that player should stay and why, and another writer says that player should go and why. And so our Stay or Go tomorrow on dogsbynature.com is Anthony Schwartz.
And then which side did you get?
I was not one of the 2 writers. I'm the one
Okay. I was going to say,
yeah.
I feel like that's like a rock, paper, scissors for the easier side on that one, but
Yeah, so you can read that tomorrow, and both of them make good points. And really the one that said stay, he made a point that I just went, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Anthony Schwartz, definitely not our favorite player.
I can't believe how many drops he has.
Yeah, it's
awful. I don't know if he just needs to take those gloves off. Those gloves got stickum on them.
I think that there are some guys that they're just not cut out for the NFL. The game's bigger than them. I think he's fast, obviously, but I don't think he's got the physicality and the toughness. And I think it's like
a mental thing now. Like it kind of got into his head, and then even though there was encouragement from other players on this, on our roster and coaching and stuff like that, I think you could tell. Go ahead, Barry.
There's a word for that. There's a word for that. It's called the yips.
Yeah, the yips. Yeah, for sure.
I think he's got, and I think they thought that he was going to come in and return punts or return kicks, but his frame is kind of small.
Yep.
Yeah, I think maybe if he got hit one good time, he says, "Oh, coach, I don't feel good," or
I think he plays scared. I really do.